Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome to T. Nolan and Sons Scania here in Castleisland in County Kerry. Now I'm down here today to drive this new Scania R520 Euro 6 spec with its V8 engine. It has a lot of power. Now you may remember 6 months ago when I was last down here I drove Scania's R550. That had a straight 6 engine. So this is a whole different level of power. And I will be hooking under a fully loaded trailer and taking it out on a test drive. So you'll be coming along with me. So I'll show you all around the outside of this truck. We'll have a look inside and then we'll go for the test drive. So something a bit different this week to all of the supercars and sports cars that I was showing you over the last couple of weeks. So I just thought I'd come down here and show you this great truck. So let's get to it. So let's just have a look around the front of the truck and I'll show you some of the additional pieces that weren't on the 450 I last drove. So we'll start off with the chrome here around the spot lamp and also on the fog lamp. That's a nice additional feature to this truck. And we have our xenon headlamp here, we have our daytime running lamp and our indicators are in LED. And these LED lamps here can be fitted by Nolan's. They're just a nice effect on the front of the truck. And we have, behind this section here is the lane departure warning system that will emit a buzzer in the cab if you start to veer in or out of your lane. So it's a nice safety system to have. Also, another safety system is the brake assist function here. So in emergency braking, that will sense that you're braking hard and assist in the braking, which is a very good safety system. And of course we have the 2 spot lamps on the sun visor and the LED marker lamps at either side. So this is the high line cab. So it's not the highest cab. That highest cab is the blue one there. That is the top line cab and beside it is also the top line. So as we come around to the side here, this is nice chrome trim here that Nolan's can fit just to protect your side skirts from scuff marks. And down here we have the exhaust tip here is nicely finished in stainless steel. And so we have 2 fuel tanks, one here and one at the other side. And this is the AdBlue tank. So you fill here and it flows down. The tank is situated in between the chassis, and this is the Euro 6 spec truck and the 450 was the Euro 6 spec, and they have a bigger AdBlue tank than on the Euro 5 spec truck. I think it's an additional 20 litres, so you should get more of a range between having to fill your AdBlue tank. And coming to the rear, we have our LED lamps at the rear and the battery cover here. And if you ever want to jump start another truck with jump leads, just stick your positive here behind that cover, clamp it there and clamp your other negative here and you can jump start your other truck. So, oh yeah, and of course we have our chrome wheels also, a very nice extra to have. And so this truck is known as a 6x2. So you've got 6 rear wheels and 2 front wheels. And this one, it's the middle axle that lifts. This tractor unit over here, you'll notice the rear axle lifts. So it's up to you and your company which one you feel is best for you. Either the rear one lifting, or as in this one, the middle axle lifting. So what we'll do now is we'll just hop inside and I'll show you all around the inside and then we'll get hooked under a trailer and take it for a test drive. As we hop inside, we have 3 steps leading up into the cab with Scania sign here and red reflector and brown leather trim on the door panel and also on your elbow rest here, and storage all along the door section here. As we hop up, leather driver's seat and passenger side and fold down armrest on both sides, our bottom bunk and our top bunk which can be folded down. Plenty of storage. that section there, and all above the windscreen we have our storage lockers, lockable one on this side, and our tachograph card goes in here. We have our sunroof, which can be fully blocked off, or you have your fly net on that side. As we have a look at the bunk area, so we have a control here that controls the night heater. So up to 7 days in advance you can control your night heater, which is a very good feature. And we have our sunroof button here, light switch, 24-volt socket, storage there and on the other side, and reading lamp here, and one for the passenger up on top of the top bunk. And we have our fire alarm there, and of course storage up along this section here. So down here we have a coffee maker, guys, which is a very good feature to have. So you put your filtered coffee into that cup, and your water tank here, the water flows in and fills up your coffee pot, which is kept nice and warm through that element. So very good feature to have, and Nolan's can fit that for you. I think it's around €230. It's very sturdy as well, doesn't rattle around. Over here we have our fold down table, and all your fuse board is underneath there. So you'll notice the top of the dashboard has a brown finish to it to match in with the seats and the door trim, which is a very nice feature to have. If we come down here, we have our glove box and more storage here, cup holders at either side, and underneath the bunk we have our fridge. So we have freezer section here and a cooler section on this side with a lamp. So that is your fridge. Moving on to the dashboard. So we have our USB port here, auxiliary input, heated mirrors, brake assist function button there, all our light switches here for the door and for the ceiling, battery isolator switch. This is your on-off button for your lift axle at the rear, lane departure warning switch. We have our radio here, and all our air conditioning functions. So we have our handbrake, we have our hill hold function here, which is very good for holding you on hills without you having to put your handbrake on and off. This will hold you on a hill and clamp the brakes and release them after a few seconds. So very good function this. We have all our light switches here, front and rear. We have our traction control button there, and lift axle, your rear lift axle functions there. Over on this side we have where our exhaust brake, lift axle on the front and on the rear, and we have our diff lock function here for transferring the power to the wheel that has the most grip in slippy conditions. So that's your differential lock, your cruise control, and your white smoke eliminator for eliminating all that white smoke during the winter time on cold morning startups. So we have all our functions on the steering wheel for our stereo, and all the mode functions for the dashboard are controlled here, and our cruise control and our hill descent function here, which just holds you at a certain speed going down hills. You can set it with the cruise control. Nice function to have. Moving on to the dashboard, we have our rev counter, miles per gallon gauge here, temperature gauge here, speedometer, oil pressure gauge, fuel gauge, and our multifunction display here. You'll have our gear section here, your time, your AdBlue level, and then all these functions that you can scroll through using the steering wheel controls. So that is a look at the inside. As we hop outside, I'll just show you some of the functions of the driver's seat here, which can be heated or cooled, and all your lumbar support and raising it up and down. This function here is for the back section, for operating your oil pump system, for your hydraulics, for tipping your trailer. So that's what that lever is for there. Inside here we have our lockers at both sides, very spacious lockers, and one on the other side. And we have our very nice chrome trim, and this section here also. Oh, I'll just show you the grill, in behind the grill as well. So we'll pull the grill there. I'll just show you the size of this radiator in this truck. It's just so big. So you have inside here, you have your engine radiator, and then outside you have your radiator for your intercooler. Big radiators here, and then out in front a third radiator for your air conditioning system. So that is all your radiators here. They're just so big. So, and of course this section here, you can stand on that to clean your windscreen. Very handy feature to have. So we'll get the grill closed, click it either side, that's it, and get our step up. Now it's time to get hooked up and take it for a test drive. Oh, up we go and get it started. So we're just lined up now with our trailer, and we have our control function here just for lowering the back axle for getting us under the trailer. So we are now on our way, hooked underneath the trailer. So this trailer has about 18 ton on board, so it's a good test for this truck. It's not its full capacity that it can pull, but it is a nice test nonetheless. So off we go. So you can feel straight away compared to the 440 just how much pull this truck has. And compared to a Euro 5 spec engine, this one is just a lot more quieter inside in the cab. And this front axle is on air also, which is a fantastic extra to get, because it just makes the front axle just that little more comfortable. It's a very nice extra to have. So we're just making our way around the roundabout here, about to do a long climb of a hill here, just leaving Castleisland. So it's a very good test, and as you can see the rev counter there going up to 1300 and back down again as we change up gears. So the gearbox is in auto eco, so it's at its most economical setting, which maximizes the amount of torque available, and it gets you up the hill at its most efficient setting possible. So as you can see here now, we are at 1200 RPM, 9th gear. It is a 12-speed gearbox in this truck, fully automatic, and it's pulling away here quite nicely. We have, as I said, 18 ton on the trailer. This truck could carry a lot more, and we're up to 10th gear now, revving in at 1300 RPM. So we're still in auto eco. If we wanted more power to go up the hill faster, we'd flick it into auto power. Now that'll lower down the gear. You can see it's gone into 9th gear and we're up to 1700 RPM. And if I press this lever here, just up, and we're up to 10th gear in auto power. So it's very good to have these features here and different driving modes, and we can manual override that with this lever here. Flick it up, our gears go up, and we'll flick it back down here, and we're back down to 9th gear, just over 1500 RPM. So it is pulling very nicely up this hill, performing very well. So we'll just pull in here at the top of the hill, turn around and head back down into Castleisland. So when you're heading down a hill like this, there's not so much need to accelerate so much down the hill. Given that we have so much weight behind us in the trailer, that weight will be pushing us down the hill. So there's no need to use up so much fuel by accelerating down the hill. So I'm now only about halfway down the hill. I have my foot off the accelerator and the weight is now pushing me down the hill. So I'm now in 12th gear, revving in at 1000 RPM, and we're getting a bit fast now, so I shall put on my retarder. So what the retarder is doing is decelerating the engine, so I don't need to use the brakes. So I am now keeping the truck at a constant speed using the retarder, and I could use it on a 2nd stage, 3rd stage, 4th stage, and each stage has a different level of stopping power, which is a fantastic feature to have on a truck. It saves on brake wear, it saves your tires, so you're not so much braking pressure on the tires. So we'll get it down to stage 3 now, because we're gathering more speed down the hill. And it's fantastic. I haven't used my brakes at all slowing down on this hill. And we're just coming up on 1000 RPM, 12th gear. We're still on auto eco. Flip it down another notch on the retarder onto stage 3, stage 4 and stage 5, and you can feel it pulling me back. Coming up to the roundabout now, and now I've just put my foot on the brakes. So you can see how much it pulls you back, the retarder. We could also use our exhaust brake, which is situated on the floor. We could click that, and that will also slow us down. But the retarder is far stronger to use for slowing you down. So we're just making our way now back into Castleisland. So I'll just talk a little bit more about the engine in this Euro 6 spec truck. Now, if you'll remember, some of you might remember the previous generation, which was the Euro 5 560. Well, this truck replaces that engine. So you've got the old 560 Euro 5 engine, and this is the Euro 6 engine 520, which develops the very same amount of power, 2,700 Newton meters of torque, both in this 520 and also in the previous 560. So it's a very good puller, and Plus, this Euro 6 truck develops its torque lower down the rev range. So your 2,700 Newton meters of torque are developed between 1,000 RPM and 1,300 RPM. So it develops its torque lower down the rev range than the previous 560, which also had 2,700 Newton meters of torque, but developed its power between 1,100 RPM and 1,400 RPM. So this Euro 6 spec truck develops its torque lower down the rev range, which is very good for pulling off with a heavy load. As we make our way through the traffic lights. So we're just about to leave Castleisland now and make our way back to Nolan's. So you can really notice the front axle being on air. It makes a huge difference to the ride quality. And some of you might think, oh, it's on air at the front, it's probably all a bit wallowy. No way. The way that they've engineered it is that it feels almost like a normal axle until you actually reach the bumpy sections, and it's very noticeable. So it was very well done, the way that Scania sorted it. So driving this truck economically, you can definitely expect to get between 8.5 and over 9 miles per gallon, which is very good for this engine because it's a very powerful engine. So we're just about to make our way back into Nolan's now. So there we must end our test drive of the Scania R520. What a fabulous performing truck it is, with its Euro 6 spec, 520 horsepower, 2,700 Newton meters of torque. It really is a fabulous performing truck. And of course, a lot of you know that the next generation Scania is not too far away now, but this model will still be built alongside the new one for up to a year, maybe longer. So still a very good truck, and should be on your shopping list if you want a bit more power than your straight 6 engine. Go for the V8. And this is Nolan's recovery truck. It's 26 years old and it's about to go for a fully refurbish. So the next time I'm down, I'll show you how this has come out. But a lot of work is going to go into this truck. So that is all I have time for you this week. Next week, plenty of cars, I'm sure. Back to normal. So I just thought I'd show you a truck today, and there you go. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will talk to you next weekend. Cheers.